Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician channel. And today we're going to be installing the Borla axle back exhaust on the 2020 Kia Telluride. This works for 2020 and 2021. They are a little expensive. I want to say anywhere from $450 to $550. So it is a bit expensive. Plus it's a V6, so it's really the only exhaust out there unless you have one custom made for your vehicle. A lot of people are trying to do the dual exhaust. I've seen a lot of successful ways to do that, but that is a lot more modification. This is direct bolt in, very easy process. I've had it on for roughly a week now, and I have actually seen a little bit better gas mileage. As long as you're driving the same way that you were before, you should be able to see gas mileage. If you get an exhaust and you feel like you got to be ramrodding the throttle all the time, you're not going to see any gas mileage getting any better. But I have seen improvement in the gas mileage. I'd say about 1.5 miles per gallon better than I was before, so that is nice. And it has a nice rumble upon startup, especially a cold start, just a slight rumble. You're not going to have a lot of noise with this. When you spend this amount of money, some people might expect a little bit more noise, but I'm kind of glad it's not. It's not droning on the inside or anything like that. It's nice and subtle. If you rev it up to about 4 grand, it is going to sound a little raspy or tinny, but that doesn't happen under load. That's only if you have it in park or neutral and rev it up to 4 grand. When you're actually driving and you hit the RPM at 4 grand, it doesn't sound like that because it's under load. It keeps a nice smooth rumble. Nothing like it is when it's at idle. So you'll hear it after I get it installed. When I hit that 4 grand-ish mark, it does get a little raspy. I don't like it, but luckily it does not do that when driving, so it does actually sound pretty good. Later on, I'll do a video of actually driving by, but in this video, we're just gonna hear the stock exhaust versus the Borla exhaust, and I'll kind of walk through it. It's a very easy process. Took me about 30 minutes, and you really don't even have to have the vehicle jacked up. The only reason I jacked it up about 3 inches was just to get leverage on my ratchet to break loose the 2 nuts on the exhaust. Other than that, it's very simple, very easy, very quick. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's get into it. So here we are looking at the old exhaust. You got 2 nuts back here that you're going to have to break loose. They are 19 millimeters. And then you're going to have 3 rubber bushing or hangers for the exhaust. So you're going to have to remove those. You can either use the specialty hanger removing tool or just a screwdriver and a pry bar. And a little bit of WD-40 on everything will make everything go nice and smoothly. Especially with this vehicle being new, it's only a year old, so everything came apart really nicely. Here's the old stock exhaust, and we're just kind of quickly showing an overview of it compared to the new Borla exhaust. The Borla is a 2-piece. You have that pipe up there, a clamp, and then the actual muffler. And Borla wants you to assemble it, or the instructions state to assemble it as 1 piece. It's a lot easier if you just hang the pipe, start the 2 nuts, and put it in the hanger, and then attach the muffler and put that in the hanger, and then you can tighten everything up once you get it adjusted. So here I've got the pipe up. Those are 2 19 millimeter nuts, not 13. That's what Borla states in their instructions, that it's 13 and a 15 millimeter. You're going to need a 15 and a 19 millimeter. So I got the pipe up, and now I've put it into the rubber hanger here, and then you can take your muffler, hang it, and attach it. And then once you get it all hung, everything's still loose as far as the clamp and the 2 bolts or the 2 nuts. So you can go ahead, adjust it however you want, make sure it's centered in the rear of the vehicle exactly how you want, and then you can tighten everything down. The clamp here on the pipe is going to be torqued to 35 foot-pounds, and it is a 15 millimeter. And then I could not find anywhere as far as the 19 millimeter nuts on the rear. There's no torque specs that I could find anywhere, but I tightened them as much as I could, just as difficult as it was to take off.